Donc, je suis vraiment excité de comment des discussions qui vont sortir d'ici par rapport à la souveraineté alimentaire. Ça, c'est ça ce qu'on est en train de framer la discussion autour de ça. So, avant de commencer, donc, euh, j'aimerais juste ajouter une note que pour le monde d'ici de la NFU de Nouveau-Brunswick, euh, on a perdu quelqu'un de vraiment important dans notre mouvement. Dernièrement, on a perdu Edie Clee. Elle n'est plus avec nous. Et ce qu'on aimerait faire, c'est on aimerait dédier ce panel à Edie. Parce que Edie, depuis des décennies, est une championne de NFU, une championne de la souveraineté alimentaire. Et je crois que je pourrais facilement dire que il y a personne, il y a beaucoup de monde dans cette salle qui serait pas ici si c'était pas pour Edie. So, je veux vraiment, on veut le dédier ça à elle. OK, so on va commencer nos panélistes. So I'd like to start with Robert. If you'd like to share, thank you very much.
Um, so, yeah, I'm from New Brunswick Community Harvest Gardens. And truthfully, it's been a couple of hard weeks because the lady who you just talked about was our co-chair, and she passed away 2 weeks ago. She has been influential in our organization and our community, and it's been really, really tough. She should be the person here speaking today. This is what she talks about. This is her life. So I think I'm just going to talk a little bit about her and our history as an organization and what we do. So, uh, our organization manages 2 community gardens in the city of Fredericton. We also manage the Hayes Farm Teaching Project. And the community gardens are a place in which people who don't typically have a space to garden can come and garden. It's all very low barrier. Our membership fees range from $10 to $20, or if you can't pay those fees, we pay them for them. So um, these community gardens were where we started as an organization. They started 15 years ago by people like Edie, who spent one. There was a meeting like this, and these people came together to go ahead and talk about the issues of community, food safety, and sovereignty in our area. And after said meeting, 4 people got together and went ahead and decided this was their mission. They had to go ahead and find a place for people to garden. And so out of that came our mission, and our mission is to grow food, grow minds, or grow community. So it's always been about not just letting people grow somewhere, but teaching them how to grow and why it's important. We want to go ahead and connect people back to their food. Um, we see it every day. People are disconnected from where our food comes from, why it's important. And as such, this is what it's always been our motto. Um, and so these 4 people, they went ahead and they partnered with a church. Great people decided that they could donate their land towards us, and we started the St. Mary's Community Food. Sorry, there's also a St. Mary's Community Food Forest at this church now, but we have the St. Mary's Community Garden. And so they, every Friday they met, they talked, and they decided that this is what was going to happen. They met with all kinds of stakeholders. I'm told they had about 200 meetings to go ahead and accomplish this. And so that garden still stands today. We have 35 members in there, and it's very much community led. Every year we go ahead and we do surveys on the participants with all of our partners to find out what they need, what balances their community. So we have partnerships with the Multicultural Center of Fredericton. So we allow people to go ahead and garden there in a culturally safe, culturally appropriate manner. Sometimes we do get into issues where some people are complaining about, beans being too high on their sunflowers and stuff like this, but that's just community, right? Like we're all people, and we're trying to do this together. So once the St. Mary's Garden was made, the part of our crew also was a part of the Fredericton Food Bank, and they went ahead and made Greener Village. But what came out of that is that they saw that there were clientele that they were always serving in one area of town. They were in a food desert. They were 5 kilometers away from the local grocery store. And in our city, the transit is getting better, I think is a kind word. So they worked with the province and they made this like really nice community garden. I think there are over 100 plots, and it was supposed to be located right where they were serving people in need. And as such, that was made in 2012, I believe, and it's going on for nearly 13 years now. And that garden is really, really cool because it's so community led. They have their own committees. They go ahead and have meetings and they decide what's happening. They also go ahead and allow people to garden there at very low cost. They also have partnerships with the local school in which students come there and they grow food for their own food bank. It's also really hard for the students to get there because of said transit. So with all this stuff going on, our ED decided that we needed more than just making a space for people to grow. We needed to go ahead and connect people with their food again, and not just people who are able to get to the community garden, who have the time to garden. We needed to go ahead and, get to the students, get to all kinds of people. So what we started was a regenerative farming internship. So it came through a partnership with a man who is the executive director of an estate. It's Mary Hayes, is a lady who apparently on her dying, I'm told on her deathbed was like, keep my farm a farm. So we had a really good partnership in which we started offering a regenerative farming internship. This started in 2015, I think is the first time we walked the property. And over the course of the years, this has transformed what it is, what it means to the community and such as. And it's a really, really great spot right now. As I said, we offered a regenerative farming internship for 4 years, I believe. I'm looking to Claire May here because some of you may know her. She used to run it. And she's actually a person who has went through the project. I know there are several people in here I noticed who have either been to the farm or taken the project, the course. And we used to grow food to sell at the CSA. But the biggest piece are the people that came through there. They were learning to be farmers. They were learning to be a part of their community and how to give back to it. And not everyone has become a farmer, but everyone that I know who's gone through that, their life has transformed. And that was what Edie's goal was when she was doing this, was she wanted to transform people. She didn't just want people to, go ahead and learn where their food comes. They wanted them to be entrenched in it, understand it. And I'm telling you, it's happening. So that program was great because during COVID, people had free time. So whenever someone could sign up for a 16-week or a 32-week course, they could do it. But once we kind of came out of COVID, that became a really big issue for people to go ahead and be a part of a course and also support themselves. The benefits had dropped off. If we lived in a world in which we had guaranteed livable income, we could probably do this. We could train people to be farmers, but we don't have that. And honestly, I'm a little fired up here now, but our governments don't seem to want to fund these projects. Every single year, we have to rebuild what we are doing. I have to find new grants, and it is so frustrating. The amount of money we have been turned down, but we've been told that this is a good project, we love what you're doing, but we just can't fund it, is infuriating. And I really, really wish that somebody could go ahead and see the value in which these projects, because I know there's other people in here doing similar things. We could change this country. We really, really could. And I just can't see how people can say all the words, but they can't go ahead and put the money where it matters. Sorry. Oh, so I think that might have been for Edie. So that's like, so just to go, so we went ahead and did the regenerative farming internship, and now we went ahead and we switched to offering programming for schools. So we have partnerships with the local K-12s in which they come to the farm. So mostly during spring because it's not quite as busy as fall harvest. And also because we have a lot of partnerships with different government organizations that allow us to bring interns in on 12-week to 16-week partnerships in which they would fund them. And that's kind of what we have to leverage them. We're not a full-scale operation. We're not selling our food. We are giving it to partner organizations. So we have partnerships with local Indigenous organizations, specifically Underwood Sky, which is a off-reserve Indigenous organization that serves their population. So we also have St. Mary's, which is a local reserve in the city of Fredericton, and we have donated food to their food bank. But the partnership with Underwood Sky is really, really great because we are not going ahead and connecting to the actual clients. We have established a partnership over, I think, 5 or 6 years in which we don't have to make that connection, which I think is really important. Building trust with people is really, really tough in this area. So we have built trust with the people who, already have an established connection with their clients. And so we give food away every Thursday to their clients. And it's all grown by our interns, which is really, really great. The interns, they're not all meant to be farmers. They're not all wanting to be farmers, but they're there. And each year their lives change. I swear that there has been countless interns who are like, I never knew what a Swiss chard was, or that carrots tasted this good, right? Which is extremely rewarding. And you can tell that what we're doing is changing things. But the partnership with the K-12 students is just so rewarding. So, what's really nice is that we have teachers who continually come. So they've been coming for 3 years now. They bring their class, and we start to identify students that have been there, when they were, 8 years old, but now they're 11 years old, and they know the things around the farm, and they're pointing it out to their other students. So, their other friends. So that's really cool, right? Whenever you have a kid who came there a couple years ago and didn't know what a hot pepper was, and now they're like, don't eat that one because 3 years ago I literally was puking. It's pretty great. Uh, yeah. So that's kind of what I think I have right now. I think we have to continually be connecting with people and changing our culture and our relationship to food. And I really, really hope that governments see the need and desire for this. And I thank everyone for being here today. And yeah, thank you so much.